depending on the application, you have to decide which model to use. We're going to use cubic functional models, y equals x cubed. In this case, we're going to create a box, take a picture of the box after we label it. Then we're going to define a function, 11 minus 2x times 8.5 minus 2x times x, from a domain of 0 to 8.5 divided by 2. Because the paper shortest side is 8.5. You can't cut it more than half. You'll lose the box. So, what is the question that you want to copy is this. And let me copy it. Copy this note. This note is the one I want to copy. Okay, and you can watch this video, which is what I'm doing now. There's a cell phone model for homework. You can look at the notes. We'll do that for homework. So at this time, let's go to Desmos, add a note, and paste it. And we're going to title this 4.4 Modeling Cubic Models. What period is this? 7. Okay, saving it. Okay, so what is the function? It's volume of x equals, how big is your paper? 11 inches minus 2 cuts of x times 8.5 inches minus 2 x's that you cut times x. So that is a cubic, which is here. Okay, now if you look at this right here, this is 4.25. So your domain, let's change this. How high does it go? It goes as high as 66.
Beautiful.
So in the settings,
Free math.
I'm going to go from 0 or negative 5 to 10. And on the y, you see, that's the cubic. This, if I don't cut the paper, then there's no volume. If I cut the paper to this point, then there's no volume, because that's the 0. So let's label the axes. This is cut in inches. And y is the volume of the box in inches cubed, in cubic inches. Okay. Negative 10 to 100. Okay, so that is my new model. Now, what I need to do is restrict the domain. So to do that, I need to type curly bracket from 0 less than x less than 8.5 cut in half. So my domain, I do not have a paper that is 0 because I need to cut it. If I cut it a little bit, then I get more volume until I reach a maximum volume. And you can tell that the maximum volume occurs at 66 cubic inches, exactly 66.148 cubic inches at a cut of 1.585 inches. So let me write that down. That I'm going to put this point, what was it? Let's do it again. 1.585. This is 1.58.
No,
5. 585.
¿Qué equation le puse después del x entre paréntesis?
Right. Hold on a second. Then comma, v of 1.585 and not lowercase, but capital V. There's the point, and that's my label. So let's show you the rest there. So adding a note, add the note.
8.5.
The maximum volume is what? 66.148 cubic inches. When x the initial cut initial cut is 1.585 inches. Okay. For my box,
Pues a mí me salió diferente.
for my box,
Batiendo tirando bombas atómicas.
my cut was. Okay. Let me see your box. Okay. Question. How deep is this cut? It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 boxes was 8 boxes divided by 4, which equals boxes per inch, which equals 2 inches.
La Natalia vale millones. Una hermosura.
So I want to plot 2, comma V, comma 2,
¿Por qué eres tan payasa, Natalia?
and you'll see that the red dot if you cut, so that is the cut. The red dot represents the box that one of my students gave me. They cut 2 inches off, and so it's only 63. If there's 1 candy per cubic inch, his box holds 63 candies. The maximum box he could have had was 66. He missed the maximum by 3 candies. And that's that. Now, did anybody modify their paper? What if I decide to cut the paper?
Hey, no, es mío.
Right? Did anybody cut the paper?
Si corta el mío me da chocolate.
If you cut the paper, suppose, here's another related problem. All right? Let's add a folder. Original paper 11 by 8.5, 11 inch. (11 inches by 8.5 inches paper. It's a folder because I'm going to move it up and I'm going to put these inside the folder. Oops. I'm going to put these in here. And close it. Now, this one, note, I already took care of it. So now, I'm going to add a folder. Suppose you cut the paper so it is 10 inches by what is the model now?
Pregúntele a ver si le contesta.
Now, 10 by 5 or 10 by 8? 10 by 8?
5.
10 by 10 or 10 by 8? 10 by 10? All right. Okay. Answer. The volume, second volume in X would be 10 inches minus 2 cuts of X times 10 inches minus 2 cuts of X times X. That's my new model. Is it possible to do that? It's impossible to do that. It's 11 by 8. So I can't do 10 by 10. 10 by 8. Oh, okay, we could do 11 by 8.
¿Cómo la cambia?
All right. So then this would be 11. And this would be 8. What do you notice right away about the new volumes? So every volume is smaller because you have a smaller piece of paper to begin with. And so you're under this cut, if you were to cut it 2 inches, it'd be 56. So if we were to plot that point, that's the new one. You just because you decided to cut the paper 11 by 8, you now can only hold 56 candies with the original cut. And even if I try to maximize it, its maximize is only 60. Right? So that's basically it. I'm saving it. Enough for this model. Control Shift 5 and stopping. Thank you.